Good morning, YouTube. Shabbat Shalom. I got my coffee, got my Bible. Today we're going to actually start the Bible readings. I am reading from the scriptures, which replaces, or restores, I should say, the Hebrew names, including the name of God, Yahweh. My plan is to do about 3 chapters of video. Obviously, some chapters are longer than others, so that will vary some. But that's about what I'm going for. We'll see if it goes that way. I don't have a lot of commentary because I don't know anything. I'm still working on my way through the whole thing. The first time, that takes a while. This will also take a while. This will take a very long while. My plan is to have these up every Saturday morning. Today's would be a little late, obviously, because it's not going to upload that fast. But I'm going to start filming them ahead so they can be scheduled to be out Saturday morning. So look for it Saturday morning if you're interested in following along. I don't have a lot of commentary, so it will mostly be just reading, maybe a little bit of reflection at the end, but I'm not your teacher, I'm not your rabbi, I'm not your pastor. I've never even read the whole thing through yet. I'm still working on it. So don't trust what I say. Read along with your own Bible. Now, this is a very different translation, so especially with names, a lot of that will be different. But you can still read along with your own Bible, or maybe listen and then read. If it's a very different translation, it might be confusing. But if you're in the scriptures, it will be word for word. So without further ado, there's not much else to these. This is just reading the Bible. I hope you follow along. And we're going to start at the beginning and go all the way through. So Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And the earth became formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let light come to be," and the light came to be. And Elohim saw the light, and it was good. And Elohim separated the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, one day. And Elohim said, "Let an expanse come to be in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." And Elohim made the expanse, and separated the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. And it came to be so. And Elohim called the expanse heavens, and there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the second day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it came to be so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the collection of the waters he called seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the plants that yield seed, and the fruit trees that yield fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it came to be so. And the earth brought forth grass, the plant that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the third day. And Elohim said, let lights come to be in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and appointed times, and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth. And it came to be so. And Elohim made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And Elohim set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 4th day. And Elohim said, let the waters teem with the shoals. It'll be fun watching me say Hebrew words. Of living beings, and let birds fly above the earth of the face of the expanse of the heavens. And Elohim created great sea creatures and every living being that moves, with which the waters teemed, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, be fruitful and increase, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 5th day. Coffee is indicated. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living being according to its kind, livestock and creeping creatures and beasts of the earth according to its kind. And it came to be so. And Elohim made the beast of the earth according to its kind, livestock according to its kind, and all that creep on the earth, according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over all the creeping creatures that creep on the ground. And Elohim created the man in his image. In the image of Elohim he created him. Male and female he created them. And Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said to them, be fruitful and increase, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, and over all creeping creatures on the earth. And Elohim said, see, I have given you every plant that yields seed which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed, to you it is for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to every creeping creature on the earth, in which there is a living being, every green plant is for food. And it came to be so. And Elohim saw all that he had made, and see, it was very good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 6th day. That is the end of chapter 1. Not the most readable of translations for that first chapter. But basically, God created everything. Okay, no more commenting. Chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed, and all their array. And in the 7th day Elohim completed his work which he had done, and he rested in the 7th day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the 7th day and set it apart, because on it he rested from all his work which Elohim in creating had made. These are the birds of the heavens and the earth when they were created, in the day that YHWY Elohim made earth and heavens. Now no shrub of the field was yet on the earth, and no plants of the field had yet sprung up, for YHWH Elohim had not sent rain on the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. But a mist went up from the earth and watered the entire surface of the ground. And YHWH Elohim formed the man out of the dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils breath of lives. And the man became a living being. And YHWH Elohim planted a garden in Eden to the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground YHWH Elohim made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, with the tree of life in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became 4 heads. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one surrounding the entire land of YHWY. YHWY. I told you. Me and Hebrew names. This is going to be fun. Where there is gold. And the gold of the land is good. Bdellium is there, and Shaham stone. The Shaham stone. I have no idea what that is. And the name of the second river is Gihon, and it is the one surrounding the entire land of Cush. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel. It is the one which goes toward the east of Ashur. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. And Yahweh Elohim took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and to guard it. And Yahweh Elohim commanded the man, saying, Eat of every tree of the garden, but do not eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For in that day you eat of it, you shall certainly die. And Yahweh Elohim said, It is not good for the man to be alone. I am going to make a helper for him as his counterpart. And from the ground Yahweh Elohim formed every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called each living being, that was its name. So the man gave names to all livestock, and to the birds of the heavens, and to every beast of the field. But for the man there was not found a helper for him as his counterpart. So Yahweh Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall on the man, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. And the rib which Yahweh Elohim had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And the man said, This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. This one is called woman, because she was taken out of man. For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both naked, and the man and his wife, yet they were not ashamed. That is the end of chapter 2. Drink. Mouth gets really dry, really fast, apparently. On a side note, when Yahweh is talking about a day, my personal beliefs is I don't think that's one of our days. I mean, he's not from here. He created here, so he was before here. So a day to him is probably a lot different than our day. My guess would be a lot longer. I don't take it as a literal our day. But that's my personal beliefs. There's a whole lot of arguments over that tiny little bit. Everybody's got their own ideas on that subject. But me, I don't know how long God's day is. I don't know. Maybe when he woke up this morning, Alexander the Great was still wandering around. I don't know. Maybe it's a lot shorter. Maybe, when he woke up this morning, it was the beginning of the year. No idea. But he's not human, and he's not from Earth. So why give him an earthly definition? That's just my 2 cents. Chapter 3. And the Nahash was more crafty than all the lives of the field which Yahweh Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, Is it true that Elohim has said, Do not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the Nahash, "We are to eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, do not eat of it, nor touch it, lest you die." And the Nahash said to the woman, "You shall certainly not die. For Elohim knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil." And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise. And she took of its fruit and ate. And she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made loin coverings for themselves. And they heard the voice of Yahweh Elohim walking about in the garden towards the wind of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh Elohim among the trees of the garden. And Yahweh Elohim called unto Adam and said to him, "Where are you?" And he said, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid myself." And he said, "Who made you know that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I commanded you that you shall not eat?" And the man said, "The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate." And Yahweh Elohim said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" And the woman said, "The Nahash deceived me, and I ate." And Yahweh Elohim said to the Nahash, "Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all livestock, and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you are to go and eat dust all the days of your life. And I put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall crush your head, and you shall crush his heel." To the woman he said, "I greatly increase your sorrow and your conception. Bring forth children in pain. And your desire is for your husband, and he does rule over you." And to the man he said, "Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, saying, do not eat of it, cursed is the ground because of you. In toil you are to eat of it all the days of your life. And the ground shall bring forth thorns and thistles for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you are to eat bread until you return to the ground, for out of it you are taken. For dust you are, and to dust you return." And the man called his wife's name YHWY, because she became the mother of all living. YHWY. And Yahweh Elohim made coats of skin for the man and his wife, and dressed them. And Yahweh Elohim said, "See, the man has become like one of us to know good and evil. And now, lest he be put out his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever." So Yahweh Elohim sent him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. And he drove the man out. And he placed cherubim in the east of the Garden of Eden, and the flaming sword which turned every way to guard the way to the tree of life. And that is the end of chapter 3. Any takeaways? If Yahweh says don't do something, don't do it. I wish life was always that simple. So I guess we'll keep this short, because not a lot of commentary. I mean, everyone knows that story. Eve is deceived. She eats, and the husband Adam says, "The one you made for me, she gave it to me, and I ate it." Messed it up for the rest of us. But that's like the easy part, the beginning. Anybody who has started reading their Bible, they can usually at least get through that part. So not a lot of commenting for that today. So I hope you have a great day. Shabbat Shalom.